I have a huge amount of work to do, but I know so many writers who want to make a living at it, and I'm aware of how talented they are. So that makes me work very, very hard, because I just work whenever I can. I work on planes, at bus stops, in the morning. If I can't sleep, I get up and work. And my children are so interesting that any time not spent with them is wasted time unless I'm working. So I work all the time, but I'm really interested in what I'm doing, and that makes it fun. I realised I wanted to be a writer when I was about 19, and I was reading Zola, and I thought, this is amazing. What an amazing thing to do with your life. But I thought it was like being a pop star. I thought everyone in the world wanted to do that. I didn't realise that not everybody wants to do that. And really, my first book was an attempt to stop myself fantasising about being a writer and become a proper academic. And it got published, and then I became a writer. I couldn't believe it worked. It was like a get-rich-quick scheme that got me rich quick. I couldn't believe it. Well, the end of the WASP season is about the credit crunch, and there was a pause in the coverage. The coverage was really vicious in Britain. And then there was a short pause, and I thought, what are we waiting for? What's this, pause in? Because they were publishing people's addresses, and I realised we're waiting for someone to say sorry. We're waiting for someone to kill themselves. We were waiting for a banker to kill themselves. And it just sparked off an idea for a story, and I thought, what would happen if one of them did kill themselves? And I started thinking about very empowered people and how rich these people were. I don't know, but before the credit crunch, I had no idea there were people who were that rich. Before people started talking about how rich they were, I had no idea that some people were that rich. And I just found that really interesting. I didn't know that had happened. I didn't hear about any suicides, but I had seen an art exhibition of suicide notes, and they were actual suicide notes. And some of them were, "Goodbye, cruel world, I can't cope." Some of them were, "This thing is on top of me." And one of them was a letter to his girlfriend saying, "This'll upset you. Now I've killed myself." It started off, "Shirley, you bitch." And I just thought, what? He killed himself to upset someone? What a spiteful thing to do. And I knew a few people who'd committed suicide, and I just think there are as many meanings in that as there are people. And it doesn't always mean that people are sorry, and it doesn't always mean that they regret things, and we tend to think it's a summation of someone's life, and it isn't always. It can mean lots and lots of things. I think people were really vicious about bankers. We were all implicit in it. We were all borrowing money and speculating on the housing market, and to suggest that the credit crunch was solely about greedy bankers is such a cop-out. We were all doing it. People were taking out loans they couldn't afford. But I think to find someone who was to blame, and to find empowered people who maybe don't have great social skills was ideal, and it means that no lessons have been learnt from that. And it's just a way of putting the responsibility for that whole situation on other people.